Okay, guys, you know I had to touch it, right? Vybz Kartel versus Trinidad versus promoters versus everybody and everybody coming in. Everybody has an opinion on this topic, so let's do the quick recap. Quick recap, Vybz Kartel was booked for the One Caribbean Music Festival in Trinidad and Tobago, and it was going to be at a big venue, Savannah, right? So the event was kind of rocky from before, because first it was slated to be on Easter weekend. There was a pushback there. Vybz Kartel in his response will tell you. So the promoter, here are some facts. The promoter released a statement saying, just like the rest of us, we're learning that Vybz Kartel is canceling the show, canceling his appearance at the show. So that caused a ripple effect, because not only did the promoter say, I just heard like the rest of you that he's not coming, but he also released some numbers. One of the numbers is that he had given Vybz Kartel 950,000 USD out of an expected 1.35 million US dollars. That was the contract. He also mentioned that the contract included 150,000 USD for legal fees. Vybz Kartel has done a response. He did not deny the numbers. He did say, however, that 150K was something he was going to absorb, because the guy, he might try to get the guy a blind, him know this promoter a long time, and ultimately Vybz Kartel is saying, not everybody can handle a Vybz Kartel show, okay? He did his thing. So he also said that he didn't like being put at odds with the culture of Trinidad that is trying to force his dancehall thing into Easter. And he also said, you're putting me at odds with the government because of this financial conversation about USD. The conversation about USD is actually valid. In Trinidad, there has been a crunch, a pinch, a tightness around foreign exchange. And that's been going on since 2015. So when a promoter mentions that, I don't think he's lying. I do think that there's something there, because there have been limitations put on people even leaving with cash from the island. They're not allowed to leave with more than 5,000 USD apparently in cash. So there must have been some kind of limitations put on him. I believe that. However, that is the least of our concern. Yes, everybody's looking at Vybz Kartel pocket, and if you go online, they say Vybz Kartel is worth 5 million USD right now. I don't think that's true, because he's been getting millions at a number of these bookings, and he's having sold out arena shows. All of this year he's already selling out, and some of last year. So I don't know if that net worth is the real number. He could be well worth more. That don't matter. We don't have to be in Vybz' pocket. We don't have to care. We don't have to care about the individual scenario. What we should care about is the overall economy of it. What does it mean when these events become harder and harder to pull off in the local market? My concern is that the big guys are going to keep swooping in. The big live guys. They're going to keep swooping in and producing and presenting our culture in the ways they see fit, in the ways they see profitable. Meanwhile, the local producer presenter cannot compete with them. The local producer presenter is having challenges meeting not just the demand of an artist, but the demand of an event. To put on an event at a high level, you're talking about good venue, aka expensive venue. You're talking about supporting acts, aka other expensive acts, because everybody gonna be inspired by Vybz money now. And you're talking about light and sound and DJs and all of the things that make, the pyrotechnics, all the things that make an event look wow. Less and less promoters in local markets are going to be able to put on those events, and the big guys are going to swoop in. Now, you, the consumer, may not care about this right now, but you will when things shrink, when less and less of the big names can come to your city, because they're overpriced or have been outpriced from what the market can handle. Or when your culture is not presented in a way that you think is authentic, because it is now being run by people who don't care about culture but care about profit. All of that, I'm not even on the side of any one person in this game. I am, however, very intrigued by what happens economically in local markets when we shrink it down to this. We are looking at this happening. It's already happening in Canada. We see it in Toronto. We're seeing less and less options unless the big guys put it on. And we're seeing less and less people being savvy about what does that mean for overall cultural presentation. Those are the concerns I have. I am not in Vybz' pocket. I don't care. I am not in the promoter's pocket. I'm not on anybody's side per se. What I'm on is the side of culture. What I'm on is the side of economics. Because when big guys come into your market, the money leaves. Anyway, that's just my few 2 takes and 2 cents on this whole issue. Wishing you luck as you go through this new phase in entertainment.